Hello, fifth grade Luda Owls. This is Miss Adeniji. I'm coming from you from my phone because apparently my microphone isn't working on my laptop. So bear with me today. This video is going to be about animal behavior. As we continue to talk about animal adaptations, we also learn some of their behavior. Now, this behavior is going to also help us as we learn about traits for next week. So as we learn about animal behavior, you'll see similar vocabulary from this week into next week. Okay, so here's some vocabulary. Behavior is everything a living thing does. It helps an animal live in its environment. Inborn behavior is behavior an animal is born with. Reflexes, kind of inborn behavior connected with some kind of action. Instinct, kind of inborn behavior includes more than one action. Social behavior, kind of inborn behavior of animals that live together and they have a specific job. And learned behavior, behavior that is learned and can be changed. Now we're going to dig a little bit deeper into these behaviors so that we have an understanding and an idea of what they are. So for an inborn behavior, these are behaviors that are not learned and they're not taught as well, and they can't be easily changed. So example is a baby chick hatching from its egg and breathing and digesting food. So remember, these are something that we're born with, we don't necessarily learn, right? But it's different from an instinct as well. Reflexes, opening and closing our hand, blinking, swallowing, chewing, yawning. It's just any action that just naturally happens that we don't even really think about, Behavior, instinct, nest building, migration, web spinning. So these are instincts for animals. So they have this feeling in them that lets them know, hey, I need to start building a nest, or hey, it's time to migrate, or a spider thinks or a spider's like, you know what, I need to start building a web, I need to start building a home. Social behavior, beehive, ant colony, wolf pack. So these behaviors are more of so when animals are together, okay? So in a wolf pack, for instance, it would be like claiming territory, not claiming terror, sorry, protecting each other, getting food, and caring for the young. All right, and our last behavior is learned behavior, and these are behaviors that are taught. So a dog learning to sit, roll over, bark on command, a gorilla learning sign language, teaching a dolphin to wave. These are all behaviors that are learned. All right, so we're gonna do maybe 2 activities on animal behavior, and this is our first one. So the behavior of an animal is the way in which the animal acts. There are 2 types of behavior in that we learn: instinct and learned behavior. So instinct is the behavior that the animal knows from birth. It is a behavior that the animal does not automatically does automatically without thinking about. For example, a bird building a nest acts on instinct. No one had to teach the bird to build a nest. Learned behavior is something that an animal learns to do. It is behavior that an animal would not do naturally. For example, a circus seal that balances a ball on its nose does so because someone taught the seal to do the trick. Balancing a ball on its nose is not part of the seal's natural behavior. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take these sentences and we're going to put them either in instinct or learned behavior, okay? So the directions say, write each phrase below its correct heading. So we're going to start with a bird feeding her young. Do you think that is an instinct or learned behavior? Yeah, it should be an instinct, right? This is just something that she acts on, right? What about a bear hibernating in winter? Is that an instinct or is that a learned behavior? Right? Should be an instinct, okay? Because it's not something that someone is teaching this bear to do. This bear knows that it has to do this. A horse performing in a horse show. Is that an instinct or a learned behavior? Right, it's a learned behavior, right? Because it's a horse show, so they're entertaining other people. So they're most likely training the horse to perform in this show. A skunk spraying someone, it's in danger because it's in danger. Okay, is that an instinct or a learned behavior? Right, it's an instinct because again, the skunk is in danger. So when it's in danger, it's naturally going to defend itself. And one way that it defends itself is by spraying people. So a dog catching a stick, is that an instinct or a learned behavior? It's a learned behavior, right? Because you're teaching the dog to go catch the stick and probably teaching it to bring it back to you so that you can throw it back out so the dog can catch it. And our last one is a dolphin jumping through a hoop. So that would be a learned behavior too, because dolphins just don't naturally jump through a hoop, right? All right, here's our last activity. So this is called Name That Behavior. All right. So we have 4 actions, and I want you to see if you can name or remember what that behavior is. So our first one is riding a bike. What kind of behavior would be riding a bicycle? Right, it's a learned behavior. So riding a bicycle, this is something that we're not born. This is not something that we were born to know to do. This is something that someone has taught us. So birds migrating. What kind of behavior is birds migrating? And we talked about this too. Right, that's an instinct. So they naturally know this is what they're supposed to be doing. Worker bees in a colony. Right, it's social behavior because again, this is a group of insects working together to be able to perform a specific job. And an iris contracting to make pupils smaller. Okay, so think about if a flashlight flashes you in the eyes, your irises are gonna contract to make your pupils smaller. Okay, what kind of behavior is that? Right, it's a reflex. Okay, so here they are right here. All right, you guys. So I hope that you enjoy this video. I'm trying to be funny with these memes because I know that the PowerPoints can be boring. So I hope you're enjoying the memes, and I hope that you are enjoying these PowerPoints, and I will see you next video. All right, bye.